Hello, storyteller. Storytelling Ron. Now, obviously, I did this video in a clickbaity way. The what's it called? Shadowdark erases women. So, I just saw Shadowdark coming on my feed, and I've known about it. I mean, I don't have, I'm not really impressed with it, but obviously, I've been critical of all RPGs. I am a Christian, and I'm seeing what they're doing with all these RPGs, and I'm trying to wake up the Christian men that are in the RPG culture about what the RPGs are doing to women, erasing women, turning them into men, paganism, pushing paganism. They say, oh, it's just fantasy. It's just a game. Yet paganism is wrought throughout all these games. They put their gods in there. They put their priests in there, their clerics. Now they're calling them saints. They use Christian motifs, just not Jesus or God. Well, tell me, paganism is a religion. It's a religion in the real world. You're saying, oh, we don't want religion in our games. But let me go back to me before I get on with this comment thing. Religion in the real world is, there's paganism, there's Wiccan, pagans make up crap. They make up crap. I read it in pagan books. I saw it on a pagan YouTube channel. They make up crap, and they admit they make up crap. They don't have a book. They don't have a book that has lasted and survived throughout the ages. They have people who make up crap, and then they kind of all decide who makes up the best crap, and then worship that and follow those rituals and a charismatic crap leader and all that crap. So that's what they do. It's all crap, and it's demonic. They worship. They create demon gods through the demon, whatever, or just make up crap. That's paganism, and you can be your own god. Don't listen to God or what He has to say, Eve. You can be your own god. God already defined what is crap. In the first couple of chapters of His word to us, He told us already immediately what we're going to start believing. Crap. And that's what every pagan is. You can be your own God. You can decide for yourself and do it for yourself. I'm a good person, whatever it is. And I'm just trying to, you guys are going to believe whatever crap you want to believe. I'm just trying to get to the Christian men actually that are mixed up throughout the pagan RPG world. I'm trying to siphon them out. I'm trying to filter those guys out and get them to realize that and I'm not trying to get you guys to be ashamed of role-playing games. Not at all. I don't want you to be ashamed of being a role-playing gamer. I'm a hardcore role-playing gamer. What I'm trying to get you Christian men to do is get a Christian role-playing game and put your faith in the game and rock the world with it. I provided a game because I've got the time. I've been blessed with plenty of time. My wife makes the money, and I gave up my career to homeschool my daughters, and I think I was pretty successful at that. Both are doing great and as young adults in their careers and in their relationships, and in their faith. So I think the wife's kind of happy with that, and now I've kind of got this time, and I've been working on this, focused on this, and I still lead the family. I'm still the leader. My wife knows I'm the leader. Don't let her hear that. But, no, I'm still the leader of the family. But what does lead mean to a Christian? To serve. So my wife and my daughters know as the leader, I serve them. So that's it's wonderful. Okay, so let me get back to my angry, ranty hardcoreness. So Christian men, I want you guys to put your faith back in the game. And it's gonna be a little painful because the pagans are gonna, oh no, you can't do that. Dude, that's offensive. But yet they're putting their paganism in the game. Their religion that is in this real world, the same make up crap is what they're doing in the game. Let's make up crap in the game and follow it and play it out. And yet we Christians can't bring in our crap, our fantasy. For them, Christianity is fantasy. Right? So why can't we bring in our fantasy? Our sky wizard. Why can't we use our sky wizard god? And they make the rules so that you can't even use, evangelism and prayer. But you know what? Do it, man. Do it. I know it hurts. You're going to lose. You're going to probably be kicked out of the group. What would Jesus do? He got kicked out of the group. The mob chased after him repeatedly over and over and over, and then he got crucified. I don't know what they're saying about this lovey-dovey hippie Jesus. Whenever they bring that up about Jesus, I like bring up the crucifixion. And I'm not saying to be, angry and antagonistic. I'm saying bring your faith. You'll get attacked easy, or whatever, pushed out just by bringing in your faith and the truth. They're erasing women is the truth, and I will be attacked for it because they are erasing women in the games. They're making the women act like men, play like men, do things like men, because that's fantasy. That's heroes. No, it's not. Fantasy has to do with men and women, and women do certain wonderful things that men don't, and vice versa. And they're good at certain things that men are not good at, and men are great at things that women are not good at, whatever. And we know that. And to lie about that and make women act like men is stupid. And I'm an asinine and dumb and boring, incredibly boring. For the women, it's boring. And for the men, it's boring. Oh my God, it's so boring. But man, the women that I've had and the girls, young girls that I've had play this game, we were all excited about what they did and how they couldn't just charge in. They had to figure out other ways of helping and doing things. And it was wonderful. And I'm going to keep doing it because it's just great. So Christian men, you got to bring in women. And I say it from a men perspective because I'm trying to like insult pagans. You got to do it. You got to bring your faith into the game, period. Your character has to be a Christian. Well, I don't care if it's a 5e Sword Coast. Oh, we don't have that Pantheon here. Really? So, well, I'm bringing it here. Jesus Christ is my savior. And I'm going to say that to all the other fellow members and to the other people who have souls in this game to save their souls, And they're going to be like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't bring religion. Well, there's religion in the game. Well, it's fantasy. Okay, I'm fantastically bringing in my Christian faith. See, they can't accept that. They won't accept it. And I'm pounding the table. And then it's just boring. And I'm just like, what the heck are we doing? Why are we relenting? Why are we giving up our faith? I mean, I've done it for 20 years or whatever. Or I was only a Christian for 15. So whatever. I didn't give it up even before then. It was so easy for, before then I was a Catholic and blah, blah, blah. But no, don't bring in religion or faith. Bring it in. We have to. These guys brought their faith to the African coast, and now it's offensive. And now there's slavery is exploding in Africa and the Middle East. It's exploding in China. They're taking over because we're not bringing our faith into it. As Christian men, these guys kicked butt. They kicked ass, I gotta say. And they were outgunned, outshipped, outfinanced, out-treated. And they still won and freed so many black people from slavery, from the blacks and from the browns or Arabs or whatever. And they fought them for 100 years and were always outgunned and outmaneuvered, outnumbered, outshipped. They had to literally go to the ports and steal slaver ships just to have better ships. Incredible. And here we are. In a simple little role-playing game, giving up our faith. So that's my clarion call to you guys to figure it out. I mean, pray about it, take your time, but start working on it. Because I did. I lost everything. I lost all my players. I lost everything. I lost all my, and I'm rebuilding right now. I'm still rebuilding. I have a game session now. Started off with what? 1 or 2 players, barely. I'm starting over. With new players. Even the Christian men I had before didn't want to play this. And I'm not going to give them a hard time about it, and one of them's trying to, whatever. Whatever. But, bring your faith in the game, man. It is exciting. It is fun. And the point of it too is to teach and to learn and edification, even amongst ourselves, get us back into the habit of evangelism so that we take it out into the real world. Because the pagan D&D people and the RPG people, they're playing these games, they're acting like pagans, and guess what they're doing? They're pushing that out in the real world anyway. What you read in fantasy, what you delve into, what movies you see affect you. They affect your psyche, and you know it. And to deny that is ridiculous. Is a lie to yourself, and the pagans are good. Stop denying it. All right, I'm going to go through this one comment here. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. I'm going to go to this one comment here. I only read like the first line last night. I think I was in bed and I was like, Cool. Okay. I'll read it tomorrow. I don't want to deal with it right now. But I only read the first line. It's pretty funny, but, I think it was pretty long. So I have no idea what he said, and I know it's going to be negative. I know it's going to be pagan-y or whatever, but I'm going to do this like on the spot, ruin this whole video probably, because he'll probably persuade me to be a pagan again and lose my faith in Jesus Christ, and then I'll cry, and then when I become a pagan, I can play all these games and just use pronouns for whatever, man. He, she, they, ye, whatever you are. Yeah, I accept you, man. Come into my world or come into my life and destroy it or whatever, or make it better, with pageantry and sexuality and perversity and all that. Yeah. Let me divorce my wife now and be all happy and leave my children, abandon them. Yeah. I'll be a pagan now. Anyway, all right. So let me let me see if that happens here. Okay, the comment. All right, here we go. Jack-o'-lantern. Okay. I have no idea what he's saying, except the first line. Do I know I am getting clickbaited at the start of the video? Yes. Good self-awareness there. Am I going to watch the video anyway? Yes. All right, cool. All right, I know he's going to go. He's going to stab me. Before I say anything else, I will be upfront that I have a strong bias in favor of Shadowdark. Okay, I get it. But yeah, why? Everyone is like, it's like a sacred cow or something. This woman, this lesbian woman, I saw she had a wedding photo with a sword. She's got married to another woman and then is holding a sword. I guess that's her phallic symbol or something. But I know she could barely wield that thing. I don't know. I found that weird. And I remember seeing some interview a while back. Anyway, unlike in the 5e video where I'm not overly passionate about the game, I'm definitely a fan of Shadowdark. Lightweight rule set, easy to play, made for dungeon crawling, I am biased. Okay. Which is fine. And I know I'm being harsh on these role-playing games, but I have to be. I'm using hyperbole to get a point across that we Christians have been too far gone. Too far, we have relented for too long concerning everything. And role-playing games is obviously one of them. I mean, they're all talking about gods in these games. They're all talking about demons, spirits, magic. Why not Jesus Christ then? If it's fantasy to them, right? Christianity is fantasy to them. Why not then have God and Jesus Christ? And why not have a cleric who's a freaking real cleric and a paladin who's a real freaking paladin? Why not? Push that. And like I said, the fantasy story has everything to do with a man and a woman, male, female, husband, wife, king, queen, prince, princess, everything to do with that. And they're ignoring that. Or they're pretending that doesn't exist. Or they're saying, yeah, those women are non-NPCs, but you, woman, playing the game, you have to be a freaking dyke, warrior dyke or whatever. Okay. Let's go to sorry. Okay, so of course, in clickbait fashion, most of the video isn't actually about Shadowdark. That's true. I wasn't planning on making a Shadowdark video. I mean, I was, but I didn't know. Instead, it's about the idea of women's roles are being underrepresented and removed from fantasy and why it is a bad thing. The extent of relevancy that Shadowdark has in this video is that we use a few examples of artwork as case studies to support our claim that TTRPGs are erasing women. That's true. That I did it that way because I'm a slapdash Bible babbling YouTuber. Women in the game act like men, but they got to be sexualized as well. I said that. I'm going to express my opinion that I think we are making liberal use of the word sexualized here. Admittedly, I don't have a strong understanding of sexualization in media. Okay, well, that's weird. But my limited understanding of the concept is that it is when the material in question is sexually provocative. No. Well, if the drawings are sexually provocative, and there were clear examples that come to my mind are the plethora of fantasy artwork of thin, frail women scantily clad in jaguar leather bikinis. Well, that's one range with large, muscular barbarian men in equally little clothing standing right next to them. Those are clear examples of sexualization. Okay, sure. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian is a good example of that. And the women are being the victims they got to rescue. Sure. A female orc that has armor crafted so that there is just enough room to protect the breasts. The bust in the armor is enough to be practical, but not particularly exaggerated, and there isn't any skin showing at all. I don't imagine most people would consider that to be sexual. That one was. I didn't point that one out as being the sexual one. I pointed out the other one. But it was making her into a male, like a dyke, like with the big gauntlet hand. I remember, that in the video, I pointed out the big gauntlet hand, which women don't have. I don't care if she's a half orc or an elf. Oh, but she's a half orc. I don't care. You're still female. You're still putting that on it. To me, a female half orc would be weak. I mean, look at animals in the real world. The females are definitely smaller and weaker. Okay, except for the lion, but she still serves the male lion. The male lion is freaking huge. And I don't imagine most people would consider that to be okay. A halfling where the artwork doesn't show their body at all. The female warrior who is fighting. Okay, a troll is wearing. I don't know what kind of leg armor she's wearing, but I'm kind of think that she's wearing medieval tights, and the kind of tights that men wore back in the day. Not okay. So he's nitpicking. Is kind of whatever. And her breasts are also well covered by what I imagine is a jerkin of some sort. Like, okay, sure, there's not a representation of women's role, but I am of the strong opinion that you're making liberal use of the word as sexualization. Fine. Yeah. I would say I pushed it on those images, but I'm still going to push it on those images. And so the main point though is the women are just made to look like men. That was my main point. I mean, the sexualization part was just an add-on. I use the word liberal in reference to the single sentence that you make in the video. I use the word liberal and you in the same sentence. I just called you a liberal. Got him. Just kidding. Okay. That was pretty minor. Whatever. The comment that wasn't as extreme as I thought it would be. He gets 6 likes. Unbelievable. Shadowdark people. You guys are, that's the annoying part. I got 3 likes. And I got 10 dislikes or something like that. And he got 6 likes. So the people are reading it. That almost seems like an obfuscation, like not even getting to the real point of the video. So I guess that was a disaster or whatever. I don't know what it was. My point being still that these role-playing games are erasing women, and they're, the sexualizing part is just whatever. The main point is they're erasing women, and women are don't get to play their actual roles. And in a chivalry is the medieval Christian take on women, and chivalry is to honor ladies. That's the rule in chivalry as a knight. Now, obviously, ladies are royalty, but those rules were things that regular men wanted to follow as well. It became a morality for all. And I know knights would treat, especially around a church and around priests, would treat everyone halfway decently, right? They wouldn't be pagan to them. They would treat them halfway differently because they have the rules of chivalry. Chivalry would carry on to whoever they treated were with. I'm sure they were mean and brusque and rude to some peasants, but it's probably has more to do with like a supervisor or a boss having to get, stuff done, and not dealing with any laziness or people who are not doing their job, that kind of thing. The reason why I'm kind of weird going off on that is because I just feel like I always hear pagans always look for exceptions to the rule. The rule is chivalry. Pagans are always looking for that little exception and decrying Christianity. But the rules are there. Thou shalt not murder is a Christian rule. Thou shalt not covet. Covet means we don't take other people's property. We don't we don't communize them. We don't Marxist them. Thou shalt not covet. But yet they're always pagans. I got the little voices in my head. Oh, but this and that. But we have the rules. Christians kill people. No, we have a rule. Thou shalt not murder. So if a Christian is killing people wantonly, then they're not Christian. They're not following the morality of Christianity. If a Christian does that, they're not then Christian. If they don't follow, we have actual rules. Pagans don't even have rules. So they can just kill and wanton and torture, and we're fine. I don't have to complain about them because, there's no rule. But we Christians have rules, and we have to follow them. If we don't follow them, then we really aren't Christians. So what is your point? We have to honor the male and the female. We have to honor the father and the mother. What does that mean? Well, when you honor the father and the mother, you don't sexualize their children, right? When you honor the father and the mother, you honor men and women and the father and mother is the most important things. A role of a man, the most important thing is guess what? His children, father. The most important thing of a woman is, guess what? Her children, mothering. So honor the mother and father is an amazing commandment and morality for us because it covers everything to do with family. It covers every aspect. When you honor the father and the mother, you're honoring marriage. You're honoring their love for each other. You're honoring their children. It covers that. Don't commit adultery is the other one. There's only 2 rules on family. Don't commit adultery and honor the father and mother. Don't commit adultery. Don't cheat. Don't have sex outside of marriage. That's all it's saying. And what's marriage? Father and mother. So homosexuality is a sin. Whatever the heck you guys are doing, sex outside of marriage is a sin. I'm a sinner of that for sure. I mean, before, not now. But and don't, you can't do it. Period. So if a Christian is breaking any of that, honoring the father and the mother, and or adultery, they're not a Christian. Now, I don't want to go into all the other little rules about that, but whatever. But you follow the 10 Commandments easily, joyfully, as a Christian. If Jesus Christ is in your heart, it's it's tricky, a little bit of this and that, but joyful nonetheless. All right, so that comment was just a obfuscation. Wasn't really hitting, like he kind of avoided the real issue here, which is that the games are avoiding, are erasing women. Shadowdark 2 wants you to play as a man. And I get that game is she's trying to make it so that it's sort of, I don't know, neutral and simpleton or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of, I just see it that way. And people are falling in love with that. But I'm saying for you Christian men, you got to bring your faith. Okay, if you want to play Shadowdark, fine, but be a Christian in it. Evangelize in it, in the game. And do it. Go to the table, convention. Your character is Christian. Do it. It's time. It is time. Come on. What are they doing to our children now? They're grooming them. They're sexualizing them. They're pushing LGBTQ. In California now they have laws that you can't even evangelize against homosexuality for children or whatever the rules are. You can't even foster children now because you're a Christian, literally because you're carrying out your faith. It's time. It's time that we fought back, and I'm in the RPG culture, so I'm saying to you Christian men, it's time. And if you're not doing it, what the heck are you doing for Jesus? What the heck are you doing? Why are you even Christian then? If you're not going to bring your faith into the game. That's how zealot, radical, ranty I am. Because they're passing laws, they're not allowing Christians to do things. They're pushing the gay agenda on us in our schools. In here in California, they're pushing the gay agenda. That's in a religion, and they have made their choice as the government. The Democrats have made their. And if you're a Democrat Christian, are you really a Christian? Because it's ridiculous. So that's my game. Yeah, that's how open and wonderful and tolerant I am, and diverse. Christian Men for the Lord RPG is a awesome, fun game. I do want to lighten up, but at the same time, I'm going to still start preaching. I'm going to keep preaching this, or whatever this is, evangelizing ministry, whatever this is. I'm going to keep preaching this, that you got to bring your faith in the game. Whether you make little homebrew rules, or if you want to try this game out, whether you lose your friends of 20 years or 30 years because they're not of the faith and they want you to act pagan. They want you to act pagan in the game. Oh, we don't want to bring any religion in, but we're going to talk about these gods and these demons and dragons and do pagan things in this game. That's ridiculous, man. Stop. And if you need help, email me, man. Let's try to corral people together to play together. If it's online now because we're all sparse and separated out across the U.S., that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it online because it's the only way I can really get people. I'm in here in Hollywood. I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm still trying. I'm still looking around, but it's rough out there. All right. That's enough for now. I'm going to work a little bit more on my game stuff this Saturday morning just because I love it. And then I got to go do a bunch of other fun things around the house and enjoy my life with my wife and adult children. All right. In the game of life, roll holy dice, for crying out loud. Roll holy dice.